And now, A Native Podcast with Matt and Zach.
And welcome back to another episode of A Native Podcast. I am Zach, and with me as always is Matt. And I got to start off that way as always to say, Matt, buddy, how we doing today?
Doing pretty good. A nice afternoon here.
Oh, beautiful afternoon.
In January, I'm drinking my yerba.
I got my water.
And you got your water. Usually a soda.
Yeah, I'm not feeling too good today, so that's why I was saying I just gotta drink a lot of water today. Been burning that fire out there.
Yeah, that'll do it. That smoke.
Yeah. Oh, I can feel it still. I can taste it a little bit. I don't like that. You know, I was working in it. I was a lot, but that's not what we're here to talk about today. We are back. I know it's been somewhat of a pause for you. I mean, we've kind of restructured things here at A Native Podcast. We are bringing to you Season 4. This is Season 4 for everyone out there. Getting into it, I mean, thinking about when we started this podcast, 2021? 2022, 2023? 2023, yeah. I was living in Billings.
Right.
Yeah.
Well,
you were living in
I was still in Tigard.
Yeah, Portland, that's where we started it out. I mean, this podcast has come a long way. Season 4, 2026, we have, I think, 12 to 15 episodes probably we'll bring to you this season. There might be some bonus ones here and there. You never know, right? Something might come out of the woods.
I mean, you and I would go places sometimes and meet a random person at a gas station. Oh, you're native, and I mean, it could lead to a podcast episode. How many times does that happen?
It could. It could be somebody like exactly like what you said. It could be somebody just like that you meet on the streets. I mean, heck, it could be someone on a dating app. Who knows?
Yeah, or you could match with your cousin, as in my case. But
yeah, I think we told that story. Yeah, you got to go back in the archives if you want to find
look
that.
At past episodes if you want to know more about that one. But
no, that's good stuff. But that's part of what brings it up. We're talking about locations. You know, I was in Wolf Point after Billings for a while. You moved down to Salem Kaiser area. That's where you're at now. And now I'm out here in the Pacific Northwest. I have since got divorced. It's been an interesting fall. Let's just put it that way. Both metaphorically and seasonally. It's been an interesting fall. And here we are in January. It's January 2026. New year, new me. No, it's the same me. It's the same Zach. You get the same Zach. But we're here having a good time. I'm enjoying it. Don't like the rain. Hate the fucking rain. But we can get over it. That's why we're filming inside today. See, we're inside the new G&G property. We're here in Oregon in the Willamette Valley. Calapooya land, right?
Calapooya land. Well, and for the viewers, you know, because now you're out here, I think we're probably, you know, you'll see a little more Northwest theme or interview with local people just because now we're like both here in the area. So we'll be going to events in the region too.
Yeah. And I think that's something we can talk about later on is when we do go to these events, can we do something like even just a small, hey, here we are at the event, you know, a little small post here and there, maybe keep you guys interested if you're interested in that.
We can even interview like organizer of I mean this summer Grand Ronde is probably the biggest powwow in Oregon. So, you know,
that's
one
a
of the
good idea.
organizers or something.
Hey, I know you got feelings for that girl who's running Denver March.
Oh. Well, that could be a cousin.
That'd be a good interview. That could be a cousin.
we got to be careful.
Got to check bloodlines on that one.
For our non-native viewers, so you don't know as much about how interconnected we are, and you know, we were at the Stanford powwow for work one year and ran into a little shell member from Montana.
Of all places, in Palo Alto, California, on the campus of Stanford too. We weren't even at the powwow grounds.
We were walking in a row of palm trees
in the morning.
Yeah,
it was a good time. But it was a good time down there. If you ever been, I think that's the oldest college powwow or the largest college powwow.
I think they're the largest college powwow in the country.
Yeah. Not the oldest. Or are they? I don't know. Who's the oldest?
Don't know about that.
Comment below the oldest college powwow. I know Montana and Montana State are up there.
They might.
I don't think they're the oldest.
They're
though.
not the oldest.
I know MSUB's pretty old.
one of those like Dartmouth or somewhere back east.
I think one of those might have it, but I know Montana State, Billings, all like they're in the top 5. Look it up, or put the comment below.
Well, those Montana powwows for the colleges are some of the bigger attended ones.
Yes.
And like maybe Arizona State and some of those,
But it was a good powwow. That Stanford powwow was a good powwow.
Yeah.
I mean,
it's a very unique, like you go to these different ones, like in the eucalyptus grove. That's very California. Beautiful, man. That's very, you get these regional differences.
But they had the pine bark. I remember the pine bark. I don't like that, on your feet.
Yeah,
your
it
shoes
was kind of like
the splinters.
getting in your socks and everything. And I was like, oh wow,
No, it was a good time. And then that lady at that organization called me out. Waited for you and Paul. Yeah, guys, I get that. I know I don't look native. So they waited for Matt and Paul to leave the booth, and then they confronted me. But we're good. We're here. It was good.
You got confronted by that lady.
She was like, she's like, why are non-natives doing that? And I was like, who said we were non-native?
that reminds me of a time years ago at Oregon State, freshman year, first powwow, and they were doing the grand entry, and Lou's mom, our supervisor's mom, came up, like hit me in the arm, take your hat off, and I got like shamed by an elder, and ever since I don't really wear hats anymore, but I take it off during the grand entry.
Yeah.
But that's how you learn, when you're.
I know, but then you see there's so many other people that have them on. It's 50-50, because then you have like traditional headwear too that people are like the hat, the cedar bark hats, or not even the dancers, but just
that's true.
Fans in the crowd, fans, but I don't know what you call them, the attendees. Yeah. The families, I guess. A lot of them are families.
Maybe we'll have an episode with somebody and we just share like powwow stories, because there's so many stories. Like
bring Paul back on, get one of his.
Our coworker Paul has some crazy story tied into the after party and drunk natives banging drumsticks on car hoods or something in Oklahoma. So
I'm sure. Yeah, comment below or email us. What's the email? It's gng@gng.net. G as in garden gnome. N as in gnome Alaska.
Yes.
And G as in garden gnome at gng.net. Just like that. gng@gng.
gng@gng.
Easy peasy. No, it's good stuff. But that's my changes. I mean, other than moving from the middle of nowhere here to the Willamette Valley, that was nothing. I was living out in the Fort Peck Reservation for 2 years. It was long 2 years. It felt like an eternity out there. No, I'm just kidding. But it was good. It was good. But it was time to split ways, and it was good. I mean, we want to live different lives. I do want to be more around here at G&G and other things that we're doing. Helping grow this podcast, having more in-person episodes with you. There's a whole lot more to it. So that'll come out in the A Native Podcast After Dark episodes. You know what I mean? Those those late night, or on other people's podcasts. You can ask about that, but not this podcast. That's not what we're here to talk about. What I do want to talk about is another thing this fall. It wasn't just me, guys. It wasn't just me. This guy had some big shit going on, too. You went down to Peru.
Literally. Literally a little bit. So for the viewers, like Zach was saying, there's been a lot of changes in the last, 6 months or so?
6 months.
Since July, maybe.
Yeah.
And in September, I went down to the Peruvian Amazon for, 10 days? Yeah. And so I for 7 days, I essentially was living in an indigenous community, an hour into the jungle from the city Iquitos, Peru. And I had some really, really powerful things. I was participating in some plant medicine ceremonies. Ayahuasca was one of them. And there's a lot of like fear with that medicine, and like because people that they don't do it properly,
right?
Someone's not an actual shaman that's been training for years in their way. But I was with the Shipibo people, and man, like it really felt like if you imagine the United States like a big res, it really was like, wow, they're still in touch, like they're living from the land like 50% or more still. So it was really cool as being native from here, is like visiting our South American indigenous relatives, essentially. But what's really cool about Peru is they're one of the most indigenous South American countries. They pushed out the Spanish.
Oh.
The Incan Empire was the biggest one, more than the Aztec even in number. And so they really were able to maintain a lot of their traditions and culture. And really cool area. But yeah, it's had some really powerful things. Part of the ayahuasca medicine is you can shit yourself, and I was in this jungle hut and had a really humbling moment when I'm like, damn, like I just did that, and like it's okay. It's normal, and I like imagine like a res ante. I told the shaman, and my Spanish isn't the best, so I'd use a translator sometimes, but I told her the next day, in Spanish, like what happened, and she just sat there and laughed, and she's hanging out in her hammock like she's seen it a million times.
Sure.
And she has her dog with her, and but no, it was really cool. I got to spend 2 extra days after the retreat and see some of the jungle. Got to see a jaguar. And
you did see a jaguar? Yeah.
There's a animal recovery center, rainforest for animals that are injured or people, parrots, and just really, really cool. Ate alligator.
Tastes like chicken, huh?
Tastes like chicken. It's their chicken. They don't have a lot of beef there because it has to be shipped in from Brazil.
Oh, Brazil. I know Brazil has a lot of beef. Okay.
Yeah, because this city, Iquitos, it's maybe like 500,000 people.
That's just saying.
It's the largest city in the world where there's no roads that go there. You have to fly or go up the Amazon River from Brazil.
Really?
Yes.
I didn't know that.
Yes.
Wow.
Yeah, because
okay,
it's just surrounded by jungle for miles.
Jungle or mountain? Is there mountains in there too, or is it flat?
There's some.
Okay.
When you get closer to the Andes, there's more hills.
See, I don't think about that with jungles. So
it's a flat, it's like here in the Pacific Northwest, it's a temperate rainforest.
Right.
But down there, it's tropical, so it's more humid.
Yeah.
But
so
they just have a dry
jaguars,
or wet season, and I went in the dry season, which helped with bugs because everyone said bugs are terrible like right now.
Oh, really? Yeah, I'm sure
it's
the wet season. Yeah.
But it had some really good experiences. Was a really good reset for me, and I feel like I'm kind of like, I don't know. I just feel better about some things right now going forward.
That's good. That's good to have that.
I've only been to Oaxaca, Mexico, and this area of Peru, and both were indigenous areas. And to me, I'm like, I always want to go those areas first. To
right.
Kind of acknowledge, like, this is the original culture here as a native from here.
Yeah.
Right. We kind of do that here.
Yeah.
With different tribes.
We have. Yeah, for sure. We've gone different places. We've seen different ceremonies,
you lived
cultures.
in more Sioux country.
I lived in your territory.
You did the traditional, like, you go with the woman's people a little bit. He kind of did that.
I did it.
Couldn't
do it. The Sioux eat too many dogs. No, I'm just kidding.
Literally, a story maybe for another time, but I visited him in Wolf Point. Had the shittiest Chinese restaurant, chicken, and we made this joke like, well, maybe they're like using the res dogs for food. And
that was gross. That was gross. I thought you were going to talk about the guy when we were on the way to go hunting in the gas station who asked you, what time is it? 6 o'clock a.m. or p.m.? It was dark out.
You get those on the res gas station folks hanging out.
Oh yeah, the tree people.
Probably the tree people.
No, it was good stuff. But
yeah, you kind of to shift back to you a little bit. You're kind of doing some stuff now with a part-time work you have.
Yeah, I'm still doing stuff with the tribe there.
You're still kind of tied in a little bit. Anyways,
yeah. So we're working with the Fort Peck Community College. That was another thing I picked up this fall. It took some time away, especially time away from editing the podcast. That's another thing I do. I don't know if the listeners know, but you and I do this ourselves. Like, there ain't no money producing this shit. It's coming out of our own free time, figuring out how we could edit it, do it, record it on my camera, But we do a good job. I think we do a good job. And so that took away a little bit of time too, but working with the college up there, we're working with the buffalo herd. So they have a bison herd. And we'll get into that actually after this commercial break.
Did you know there's a new native apparel company?
No, I did not.
It's called Shop LS 574, named after the 574 federal tribes and the Little Shell descendancy of its founders.
Wow, that's really cool, man.
It is. It is becoming a spot to order native apparel by and for natives, working with native designers and teams to help best represent Indian country.
That's awesome, dude.
For sure. Now make sure to go pick up some Native Podcast swag as well as other native gear while shopping at shopls574.com.
Oh, yeah. And do not forget to use code ANP10 to save on your next order.
That's ANP10. Hey, Matt, did you know there's a tribally owned net company?
No, I did not.
Not only are they tribally owned, but Blue Ribbon Nets also creates totally sustainable products. With Blue Ribbon Nets, not only are you getting quality nets, but even eco-friendly ones as well.
That's awesome, dude.
It sure is indeed. Make sure to use code RUGAROO10 on your next Blue Ribbon Net order to save. Again, the code is RUGAROO10, RUGARU10.
I am definitely getting a Blue Ribbon Net now.
Tune in every Tuesday to hear your favorite native podcast.
That's right. A Native Podcast has new episodes every week, ranging from boarding schools to Indian child welfare.
Not only that, but we have Indian country covered from Maine to California and Florida to Alaska, Hopi to Blackfeet and Choctaw to Tlingit, and all those Crees in between.
And all you other natives and non-natives out there, we want to remind you to tune in this Tuesday to A Native Podcast.
So we were talking about the buffalo herd and kind of what I do up there. Still unclear to me. No, I'm just kidding. I jump on some phone calls here and there.
I would hope you know what you're
saying. I know, yeah. We're developing some curriculum for the schools up there, as well as an app. There's an app that we have. Yeah. It's called the iBuffalo app. Defenders of Wildlife, a great organization. They help with the bison. They help with a lot of other animals, a lot of endangered species.
They may be involved with the jaguar.
They probably are.
Yeah.
They probably are. Because they've got a big office there in D.C.
Okay.
So working with them, the Smithsonian, World Wildlife Foundation, the Fort Peck Tribes, Fort Peck Community College, and I'm sure. It's all with the. I forget what it's with. It's the America the Beautiful grant. There's a big grant out there that it's with, but it's with like National Wildlife and Fisheries. Like there's a lot of agencies involved. I mean, this is a big thing because what you have in Fort Peck is they have a pretty substantial herd. I would say about 2,000 animals.
Oh wow!
And they probably have 1,000 herd. They have a southern herd and a northern herd, right? They have two different parts of property.
Okay.
And what it is the southern herd is the pure 100% genetic bison, the American bison, the ones that went into Yellowstone, saved themselves. That's a whole story in itself. How the bison did that. They knew to go into that Yellowstone Park and save themselves from being killed off. And they were. The bison are that. And so they have that herd in the south, and then they have a north herd, which is about 80% bison, 20% cattle, which is like what most commercial buffalo lots are. And the part of this large program, is to get bison from that Yellowstone herd to this Fort Peck herd to breed, to ultimately get rid of those cross, to get really into the just pure buffalo, pure bison. But also, so you don't have inbreeding at like a herd like that, you're going to transfer bison to places like Fort Belknap, who has their little herd, or Sandia. They have 12 bison. Yeah. Those 12 bison can't keep breeding with each other. Yeah. You're going to have fucked up bison. You know what I mean? So like they got to transfer them, and they do. And there's this whole software, an Intertribal Buffalo Council. I mean, you've looked at them. You've done some work. Your infographic on them. Yes. There's great organizations like that out there helping with this, and a lot of good going on. And this really is that ground level of how we as native tribes can get back to the bison and get back to making these things. You know what I mean? Like I'm kind of pissed off at that Greg Gianforte of Montana and all those Republicans in Montana who pulled the American Prairie grazing bill for the BLM.
I saw that.
Yeah, because It's no different than the fucking cows grazing on BLM land.
Mm-hmm.
And the cows ruin the BLM land. So if you're going to let ranchers go out on BLM land and let their cows destroy it.
That's original.
Yeah, that is bringing back the best lands.
Yeah.
It's making it so we don't have droughts. It's making it so we don't have these issues. The buffalo, which has proven to bring back natural grasslands, other animals that are native to that area.
Well,
it's a whole thing.
And I like that you're still kind of tied in there. You
Yes.
know, you're in a way that like they wanted you to be.
Yeah.
And this is part of the larger effort. If you follow tribal news and stuff, a lot of the plains, and even outside the plains, the tribes are getting more and more bison.
Oh yes, this is
it's a part of a larger movement.
And this Fort Peck herd, and the way this transfer program from Yellowstone works, is a big part of that working.
Yep.
Because you have this large herd, and you have a sovereign nation that is able to trade with other sovereign nations. Mm-hmm. You're not dealing with that U.S. bullshit. I mean, there is other bullshit because it's not considered wildlife.
Right.
It's considered like livestock in the state of Montana.
Oh, I see.
That's the other thing. It's a livestock.
But you're saying like a
thing.
Fort Peck, when they get so many, if a smaller tribe or something wants.
They sent some up to Canada a year or two ago.
Work with the
It's a whole it's a whole thing. Yeah,
that's really cool. Well, and then the other part of this that some of my incomplete master's thesis here, but it's like when was that just in the last 6 months there was funding cuts to SNAP.
Yeah,
everyone remembers that. So the Blackfeet and some
Fort Peck.
Yeah,
there's a big article.
Several tribes were like, well, with people not getting food boxes and food stamps or whatever the cuts were, they're like, we're gonna slaughter a few, and it's like, I mean, that's actually, we should continue that to an extent. You're not going to.
They are some of these. So,
yeah.
So part of the herd up there is if you're a tribal member, they give away so many tribal tags to go hunt and do that. And that food, they have a meat processing plant.
That's big.
But then there's other fucking jurisdiction, which is crazy. Is like you take that Fort Peck map.
Oh,
right?
It's so checkerboarded.
Oh, it's so checkerboarded to the point where, like, you can't cross electricity across certain roads or do this or that, and people are just assholes up there. Mm-hmm. You know, I think that's where some of these tribes, and it's going to take a good tribal leader who really wants to stick it to the man. And I think we're in a point in American history where some of these leaders can start doing that.
Right.
But it's saying like, no, this is the border of the Fort Peck Reservation. You're a white person who chose to live on it, or this is non-native land on the reservation. You're on the reservation. I don't give a fuck. We're going to cut this power line through your yard. You chose to live on the reservation. It's a choice you made as a non-native person or as a non-tribal land. Because, I mean, there's native people who own private land on reservations as well.
Right.
But from that perspective of a tribe enacting its sovereignty and saying, no, you're within this border. The U.S. will fucking do it. Canada would do it. Yeah, Mexico would do it.
And on that note of like asserting the sovereignty, not to get too much into politics, but our tribe just made it on Pine Ridge Reservation like it's illegal for ICE to come within that border.
Yes.
And so, kind of on the same note, I mean, different areas, right? Inserting that sovereignty of like,
that's the argument. Then it's like, well, they won't fund us. They won't fund our healthcare because it's federal funding.
Yeah, and
that's the hard part because you got a lot of poor tribes in that sense. Right. Like not like Shakopee or Menominee or someone with some money or Muckleshoot up in.
They're gonna be all right.
They might be able to say, "Fuck you, we can do that."
Right.
Because we're making enough money in corporate America with our businesses.
That's exactly.
So many gray lines.
A lot.
So many gray lines.
That's like when you meet somebody, or like I've even had when people I have to always explain to people like it's very complex with tribes. It's not so cut and dry. Well, my friend gets money. What tribe are they from? San Manuel in California. Okay, let's talk about Pine Ridge and San Manuel.
Let's talk about exactly.
Let's talk about some.
But the other thing too, they don't get is that how many members are there of San Manuel?
A few thousand, maybe.
Versus how many Navajo are there?
Oh, 300,000 or 500,000. Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like,
yeah,
that's a huge thing when it comes to Indian country. And we talk about this stuff in some of our early episodes.
Right.
And I know we'll bring some of that in this season. We've talked about that, bringing in some educational, like an episode here and there.
Tribal educator.
Yeah.
We had some other folks, some other topics, and maybe at some point we need to get a bison person.
I will try
to dive deeper into this.
I'll have to talk to that. I'll have to talk to a few people. We'll figure it out. I'm excited. We have some ideas. I'm going to dive into music on Unnative Podcast, and this is a new one for you folk. This is a song I created using prompts on AI, and I asked it to put native music, rap music, pop, make it catchy, talk about the res, all that, right? This is that song, okay? I don't know, like, we'll talk about it after the song, okay? We'll hit play and we'll have a bigger discussion.
Sounds good.
When you're red running out from the rest, do you hear it in the music? Feel it in your chest? Whoa. Cause where I'm from, we got different type of stress. If you ain't heard of us, then go and tell the rest. Whoa. Cause I was raised with different type of lessons. Whoa. You can hear it in my voice, hear it in my breath. Whoa. No disrespect to my red brothers. When you were red running out from the rest. Whoa. Born in the birds, got the best of the world. I ain't learned about it later, been native since a girl. Used to make fried bread with my grandma in the kitchen. Then I moved to the city, started working on my vision. Met my homie Young Tribe Edge, that's when it hit different. Started making music, that's when I knew it was my mission. If you ain't proud of where you from, then you trippin'. If you don't know where you from, then you better start digging. You a red running out from the rest. Do you hear it in the music? Feel it in your chest? Cause where I'm from, we got different type of stress. If you ain't heard of us, then go and tell the rest. Cause I was raised with different type of lessons. You can hear it in my voice, hear it in my breath. No disrespect to my red brothers. When you a red runner, not from the rest.
So that was the song. It's pretty catchy. Pretty good.
I admit it's much better and slightly disturbing that anybody could make something like this.
It is because it's one of those things that
it was good.
You're giving it the prompts, but it's doing it all for you.
Right.
And it's interesting because it's like, well, I'm telling it to put certain things in there. Like, it's not. I'm not asking it to create it on its own.
No, but it inspired me to make a song about my ex-girlfriend now.
There you go. And sometimes you can get some good shit. You can tap those places, those deep heart, deep down places that get to you, and it'll come out. I think people do that. They sing in the shower. They sing in their car.
Right.
So I don't know. I mean, it's a bigger.
I mean, AI is just a bigger, like, it's a big topic. And I know it's concerning to some people, and then other people, it's like there's benefits to the tools you can use. I look at it as like, it's
Did we not just make art?
You just made something. But it's kind of like when you get into blood quantum, it's like you have different perspectives on the same thing, right?
So, but then you have a guy like Bruno Mars, a singer, who pours his heart out into it, writes his songs, sings, whatever, you know what I mean? Like, but could that not also help inspire someone like that?
Right. I mean, we talked about the language, tribal language, the usages of like, keeping that alive.
There's so many tribes out there. Just if you're on your phone right now, your smartphone, after hitting subscribe, like, follow to our podcast, make sure you Google AI and language programs. There's a lot of native language programs working with AI, and that is a huge positive.
That's a huge positive. I think the common negative you hear of is like, we got art prints behind us, right? Is the people that like will do the AI art when you like could have contracted with a native artist who that's just a common example of a more negative.
I mean, that's a negative, but in the same set, what if you're a native artist who doesn't have the money to necessarily have a team of artists to help build stuff for your social media?
Right.
But I can mock up a few things on AI that maybe we touch up.
Yeah.
Or you
Yeah.
add stuff to. You don't necessarily make it, but
yeah, I think it's more of the like hands-on artists that are
and that's what it is. That's exactly what it is.
A little bit more. So
AI is interesting, and it's going to be
that's a. I mean, we might be able to find someone who's native, who's like
working in tech or AI that would know a little bit more.
IT or tech or something.
That would be.
We could eventually. We just gotta make
we
the
will.
connection.
Yeah, we will. I'm not worried about it, and we've talked about, like you said, and this is that new season. Like we said, we're going to probably bring the listeners, the guests, 12 to 15 episodes this year. Like I said, it's not quite a fixed schedule. But that's kind of how we work. That's kind of how Indian country works. And we're thinking that way, we'll bring enough episodes 2026, 2027, we'll do the same thing, bring season 5. Season 4 is this year.
Roughly, like, try to do 2 a month.
Roughly. There might be a couple more on some of those, if we get a couple interviews here and there. Easy to throw out, episodes.
Summer, we could even, like, not as many... sit down, maybe like if we're at a powwow or do like some of those 10-minute
just a little video or something,
somebody,
or just ourselves at the powwow, kind of showing you guys what that's like. We've talked about going to some events here coming up this spring, so maybe we say, hey, look at us doing this here, this is what this event is about, and grow that way. We'll see.
Maybe Oregon State Powwow May, just right there.
There we go. There we go. I know we talked about doing more tribes episodes. People really like seeing tribes represented. Haven't done an Alaska tribe. I think we should do that this year. I think that would be nice. We got Navajo. That's a big one. The Dene folk down there. Maybe do them. Blackfeet. Haven't done the Blackfeet.
Could even throw in a Native Hawaiian.
Oh, shit. This guy thinking.
Go out on the island.
No, that wouldn't be bad. Native Hawaiian or Native...
Yeah.
I like that.
Yeah.
Even an interview wouldn't be bad.
Yeah.
Treaties. People like the treaties. We'll find some new good treaties to talk about. And then learn. I think along the way we've learned through some of those treaties.
It's interesting. You find the common themes with treaties, but then like they're also unique.
Yes.
In their own way too.
Oh, it's this mountain to that mountain sometimes.
This one promised guns and things, and the other one didn't. Like what? Like they promised rifles.
Exactly, and money and land and different things like that. Yeah.
The bribery.
Oh, it was crazy.
You might find some with like cases of whiskey barrels or something.
I'm sure there were some.
There are probably some treaties that way.
Especially the early on ones when it was just a simple treaty.
Yeah.
When it was the like, oh, we want that land over there, just a small chunk. When it got to the larger land, that's where it became
the government got a little more involved.
Yeah, they did.
Forming government.
They did. So we'll get into some of those. And then, like you said, there's always some topics that come up, and we might find some topics that, blood quantum's another issue. I don't know if you guys saw, but Crow changed their blood quantum.
That was interesting. That was very interesting.
That was big.
I feel like that's one of those topics that's ongoing because it's always like changing. And we talked about the whole pretendian. Or like, I know there's a lot of them that work in colleges that turned out, oh, you're a professor and you were not enrolled in the tribe, or you didn't have a family
misclaimed.
tie.
Yeah. Oh, that's a big thing. That's a big...
and profited from it essentially in a career.
That might be a good episode to talk about like pretendians in that way and learning about it, We've heard of lists out there. You could debunk some of that. It's interesting.
Some of that comes from this area pretty heavy.
That's what I'm saying. That's what I'm hinting at.
Yeah.
So maybe we get some interviews or some things about that. I don't know. Other than that, I'm excited for 2026. There's a lot of changes, but not a lot of changes at the same time.
It's good to be back in this, and we're kind of settled after all our life changes and things happening, and obviously if there's a big current event, big enough we need to touch on, we can.
I think you should.
Do that, and as things are always changing and Indian country and ebbing and flowing, I'm excited to be back into it.
No, I am too. It's good. It's good, and you guys, the fans, we can't appreciate you enough. everyone's just, I mean, I'm getting messages saying, hey, you guys going to put another episode out? You guys going to do it? So that's definitely thank you for you guys out there.
We're still here, just needed some time. This guy was moving states, getting a divorce. I was in the Amazon doing things, and
we had a busy fall.
We had very busy.
It was a busy fall, but it's good. We're back now. We're here, 2026, producing podcasts, putting them out there. Unnative podcasts here to stay. And always, you can email us at gng@gng.net and let us know. And we ask that you please like, subscribe, add, thumbs up. Oh, man, that goes so far. Just put a little comment. Just put a little smiley face down there in the comments. We appreciate that. It just helps. Every little thing helps. It's all about engagement or reactions to posts. So if you guys could help generate that, we appreciate it.
Or even if you see any of us anywhere, just say hi.
That too. That helps too.
In-person feedback is always good. If I have my backpack with me, I can give you a sticker.
There you go. That's got the stickers. I got some too. You could email us and we'll mail them out to you too. We can definitely get that going. But I mean, I don't know. I think that was a good first episode for season 4. Any final words?
Winter's not over yet.
No.
and stay warm out there, and get that email we got from Denver March for work. It's kind of like reminding me, that powwow, it kind of is the start of like powwow season, is Denver March powwow. So powwow season is right around the corner here. So that is not just summer. The colleges typically in the spring.
They kind of kick it off.
Yeah, March onward, they start to slowly get rolling. So there are some tribal events.
Yeah, but I know those California natives are telling you, come to our powwows now in January, February when it's nice.
When it's not 100 degrees. Because those can be hot down there.
What was that? That Muchulata, what's that one?
The Michidupa or whatever.
It's like MUCH.
They're by Chico area.
Yeah, I think they were having theirs. Their winter festival.
Oh, interesting.
Yeah.
And this time of year too, a lot of the coastal tribes they have their round dances inside. So Grand Ron's is like first weekend of March here in Oregon. So.
Oh, nice.
Yeah. Good little community event. There's no vendors at those, but it's just in a tribal gym and food. And,
just make it an event. Just doesn't have to be the whole shebang.
No, and they bring in singers from Yakima. They go all night. I mean, they'll go all night. It's all weekend. So there are other events going on indoors.
That's good. That is good.
Yeah.
No, I mean, that's it, man. I mean, it's been a good episode. I'm looking at the numbers here. we've done 41 episodes. This is number 42 right here. Wow. Yeah, that's quite a bit. Yeah. We've had 3,545 plays.
Gee.
Yeah, that's how many times someone's hit the play button on this on Unnative Podcast with Matt and Zach. And this is just Spotify numbers. I didn't even look at our YouTube or iTunes. And we have 287 followers. So all 287 of you on Spotify, we want to thank each and every one of you, because honestly, if you guys weren't there, I don't think we'd be here right now. I mean, there's enough of you enough of you are talking about this podcast to where it's like, oh shit, we got to do it. So here we are doing it. It's been fun. It's been good, and I'm excited for a good season 4. But until next time. Bye-bye!
I know chiefs, I know riders from the east, I know educated natives down to picket in the streets, middle fingers to police, fuck you, we come in peace. I know red-skinned hippies that be giving me the creeps. I know beauty, I know beach, I know savages and freaks, and I know a couple cousins even bougier than me. No, ain't elite, bougie native, yes indeed. Art exhibit to the club, and we roll it 20 deep. Copper on my neck, gold on my ring, feather on my hat, skin stitched chin, 100 warriors on my back, they be drumming when I sing, man there ain't no way around it.
A Native Podcast is produced by G&G Advertising and Quartz Lake Productions.